Hey guys, Happy New Year and welcome to Pop Dance Life. My name is Chieko.
And I'm Carmi, and Chieko and I are so excited to bring you this show. We'll be diving into all things dance, from the news to fashion to history to health to even some dancer comedy.
We'll also be bringing some very special guests onto the show, so sit back, take your kicks up, put your Instagrams down. Your post can wait, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the new on Pop Dance Life. There are so many exciting things already happening in the new year, right?
There sure are. Well, what started as a dance lifestyle brand, which then became an international urban dance competition attracting thousands from all over the world, is now slated to be the next dance show on NBC. Watch out, so you think you can dance. Here comes World of Dance. Enter J-Lo. As if she didn't have enough on her plate, she is now executive producer and will sit on the panel of judges alongside Dancing with the Stars veteran Derek Huff and recording artist Neo, along with Jenna Dewan as the host and mentor. The dancers are put through a rigorous audition process for a whopping $1 million prize money. Hello. And the title, Best in the World. As of yet, there's no premiere date, but I kind of feel like it's right around the corner.
I do too. It is right around the corner, and as if World of Dance didn't have enough balls in the air, award season is here, and they are kicking it off with the World of Dance Awards on February 7th at Avalon in Hollywood. This will be the 6th year for the award show that recognizes, highlights, and celebrates dance and dancers all around the world. It will be hosted by Ricky Cole with special performances by the hard-hitting duo Yaya from So You Think You Can Dance and B-Dash from ABDC, and a very special tribute performance choreographed by Julian Myers for the late icon Miss Debbie Reynolds.
Yes, love it.
It's gonna be amazing. You can expect to see Rich and Tone Talawega, Beat Freaks, Nappy Tabs, and many more beautiful people. Tickets are still available on worldofdance.com. You will not want to miss this event. Carmeet, will you do the honors and be my date?
Why, of course. They need to get an outfit, though.
Okay, we will. We'll go shopping.
So, didn't you recently visit Africa?
I did. I went to Kenya. It was beautiful. But in Kibera, Nairobi is home to some 700,000 people where something very special is happening. With the help of a UK-based charity, Anos Africa, former professional dancer Mike Wamaya has been a dedicated teacher to young aspiring orphans and vulnerable children who have trained without shoes on concrete floors. Some have gone to win scholarships to further their education, while others have joined prestigious dance schools. And over Christmas, they performed the Nutcracker at the Kenya National Theatre. It is truly inspiring.
Yes.
Here is the best part. You can help by donating your leotards, ballet, or point shoes. Here's the link below. Let's give them a round of applause.
Based in New York, Hip Hop Dance Conservatory, a company by dancers for dancers, continues to cultivate an environment of longevity and sustainability. Among its many initiatives is a program called Dance Mart. It seeks to help dancers solve the problem of spending more money than they have to on healthy food while they are running around from auditions to class to side gigs. Currently, it runs once a month, where dancers are welcome to an evening of education, socializing, cooking demos, sharing, and eating. They watch videos on body image, learning about healthy choices, and the importance of being good to your body. Really important. I love it. The best part is they get to go home with a bag of groceries. Sounds pretty cool, right?
Yes, please.
So far, they've served over 600 dancers in New York. Keep up the good work, HHTC.
I'm hungry. Carmeet, oh my gosh. Do you remember the old Apple commercials with the silhouetted dancers?
Totally. I love those Apple commercials. Well, Apple's got a new spot for the iPhone 7 and AirBud, which features freestyler Lil Buck, who takes a gravity-defying stroll through the streets of Mexico City to prove that the buds don't fall out of your ears.
I want one. And this is not Lil Buck's first rodeo. He's appeared in spots for Louis Vuitton and Vogue.
Check it out. Madonna, Michael Jackson, The Birdcage, Evita, Hook, and Cirque du Soleil. Our premiere, If You Don't Know, Now You Know segment features Vincent Paterson, a man with a rich career in choreography, dance, and directing that's seen him create some truly groundbreaking moments without which, who knows where we'd be today.
Growing up doing social dancing, Vincent didn't start his formal training until the age of 24, and once in LA studied with the legends Joe Tremaine and Bill and Jackie Landrum. Vince landed his first job with the prolific choreographer and teacher Joe Bennett for a Dick Van Dyke TV special. This led to a string of tours, commercials, and television specials. During a break from touring, Vincent had time to work with the famed choreographer Michael Peters and participate in his famed choreography workshops. This intensely creative and physically challenging choreography workshop led Vincent to audition for Peters and Michael Jackson and book the gig dancing in Jackson's music video, Beat It.
Following the success of that music video came the stratospheric catapult for Jackson, the Thriller music video. Vincent was hired as the assistant choreographer to Michael Peters and danced as one of the famous featured zombies. Thriller became a global force that still pulses today. Cut to 5 years post-Thriller, Vincent received a fateful call from Michael Jackson about a new song he wanted to create a short film for, Smooth Criminal. Vincent was hired to conceptualize, creative direct, and choreograph the video.
After Smooth, Vincent worked on a rapid-fire string of immensely successful projects, including Madonna's acclaimed yet controversial long-form commercial for Pepsi with her song Like a Prayer. Next came choreographing Express Yourself, directed by David Fincher. It was a song about female empowerment and only accepting the best for yourself at a time when that was not a popular message to give.
Vincent's idea to have Madonna grab her crotch in the video elicited gasps the world over. The move became a recurring theme in Madonna's performances. After Madonna enlisted a modern choreographer from New York to do her new tour, she ultimately brought Vincent back in. He had one condition. He wanted to direct and choreograph the show. The Blonde Ambition Tour cemented Madonna's fame in the stratosphere of female singers and made her the most famous female singer of her time. In the middle of mounting the tour, they were also creating and filming the groundbreaking music video Vogue, bringing voguing out of the clubs and into mainstream pop culture.
After the cone bras and gender bending of the Blonde Ambition Tour, Vincent was given the opportunity to create the Vogue number anew for a third time. He came up with the idea for Madonna playing Marie Antoinette with her 18th century courtly men, and from there, another pop culture juggernaut, the number for Madonna at the Academy Awards for the film Dick Tracy.
After almost 4 decades in the entertainment industry, Vincent is still going strong. We don't have nearly enough time to list all his successes, but here are just a few more that you might have seen. The Bad Tour, Black or White, The Way You Make Me Feel, to other music videos and live performances with Michael Jackson, such as the Grammy Awards and a little show called the Super Bowl Halftime.
Vincent also choreographed the wildly successful film The Birdcage with Robin Williams, Evita with Madonna, Hook for Steven Spielberg, and directed and choreographed the musical sequences in Lars von Trier's Dancer in the Dark with Bjork. Vincent wrote, directed, and co-choreographed Cirque du Soleil's Viva Elvis, and he still shows no signs of stopping. Let's give a Pop Dance Life round of applause for this visionary creative.
This is our very first guest interview, and we could not be more excited to have one of the most extraordinary men here today. He is a creative director, a producer, a director, a choreographer, a mentor, an educator, fashion designer, you name it. He's done it all, he's doing it all, and he's here with us today. Please help us welcome Brian Friedman!
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, love!
Hi there.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah, the jet lag is worn off. I'm an American again. Happy to be home. A little scared of what I'm coming home to, but I am happy to be back.
Yes, welcome back. So, if you guys don't know, he just recently came back from London, where he was the creative director and supervising choreographer, supervising producer for 10 seasons of X Factor. What is that like?
It aged me. A lot. It's funny, time flies.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it was 10 years ago that I started working on the show, but it has been a journey, a very long journey.
Yeah.
It's funny to look back on all of the contestants that have come through and see the fame that they've achieved.
Yes.
And remember them when they were just, a hopeful,
right.
coming into that room, auditioning. You look at people like One Direction, who have made it insanely
Wow.
big. Fifth Harmony now are huge. Some other people that are more UK-based artists that have come out of the show.
Yeah.
It's great to look back on and know you've had a hand in making their career something special.
You really have. You
Yeah.
really have helped shape a lot of the artists that are out there right now that are killing it. And yeah, to think 10 seasons and so many artists have really come out of that are killing it right now.
Yeah, it's about 100, maybe a little over 100 creatives that are done for each season on the show. So 1,000 is what it's looking like has happened.
Oh my gosh.
Which explains where my hair went and where these wrinkles came from.
Honey, that's chop it up, because there's not very many people that can say that they have a resume like yours, So congratulations on
Thank
X
you.
Factor. Really, really proud of you. Right now, I know that you just recently launched something really incredible, and we want to share with our viewers what it's all about, the Talent Collective.
Yes, the Talent Collective, I think it's what all of the work that I've done up till now has been gearing up to. I've always taught. That's something that I did before I even considered myself a choreographer. I was a dance teacher, and I had my own dance studio when I was 16. And I loved training students and making them better, and then watching them go on and start to go after their own careers. So that's always been something that I've had a passion for, but obviously I can only do it in one place. I teach at conventions around America, and sometimes I go around the globe and do workshops and master classes to people who can't necessarily get to the States or get to the biggest cities where the training is. So now with my mentorship program, I can get into the most remote villages as long as they have internet and teach them what it is that I teach to my students here in America and in London.
That's amazing.
It is
that
amazing,
Dancers can get access, and choreographers, right? It's for
Yes.
dancers and choreographers. So is it a different program for?
It's the same program, but there are different challenges that you can take on if you are more geared towards trying to be a choreographer.
Right.
I do believe that choreography is a gift. It's something that not everyone is meant to do. There's so many different types of choreographers too.
Yes.
There's a type of choreographers that are more artistic, and they want to have their own dance company, and they have a voice, and they want to create movement in that realm. And then there are people who are really skilled choreographers that are built for any different style and genre. And that comes with just the knowledge of years and training in multiple styles, training underneath other choreographers who really know what they're doing.
Versatility.
I'm hoping that the people who come to me and want to better themselves as choreographers are really the ones who have the calling.
It is an
Not
art.
discouraging any of you that want to do this because you think it's what you want to do, but you don't really know if it's right for you. I think practice and trial and error makes perfect, and you really do figure it out. At one point, I thought I wanted to be a singer, and I learned that that was not for me.
Was that
at
singing
all.
career with Britney Murphy by any chance?
It was. It was more for her than it was for me. She was much better than I was. I just wanted to be famous.
When you
It's
are.
horrible because that's like the truth. As a teenager and as a little kid, I didn't really know what it was that I wanted to do. I just knew that I loved performing and entertaining. So I tried everything, and you find what fits you the best by doing it.
What was that moment, though, that you said, I want to be famous? Was there a music video? Was there a movie? Was there a show that you saw that said, that's what I want to do?
Yeah, I think it was a culmination of of many different things that I watched and soaked up when I was a kid. I grew up in the 80s, which was, I think, a great time for children to be inspired. It was before there was so much social media, and we didn't know about the stars that we looked up to. So there was
a mystery. Somewhat, yeah.
And I looked up to Michael Jackson and Paula Abdul and Madonna and Janet Jackson and Prince. They were just inspiring. So for me, it was more Michael Jackson. I was such a Michael fan when I was a little kid, and I had my sequin glove. And Janet, I would watch all of her videos. I would try and learn Rhythm Nation with the TV.
Slow-mo.
So those things made me want to do it. But I never said or thought, okay, I'm a dancer. It was just I loved the way it felt to move and to sing and perform. Before I had even taken dance classes, I would enter into like the school talent show and I would lip sync. I think I knew that I was a terrible singer because I was lip syncing at a young age. But I would lip sync and dance, and so I knew from that age that I wanted to be where they were. I just didn't know what to do to get there.
What age did you start dancing?
I started dancing in classes right before my 12th birthday,
Wow.
which I think seems late to children.
Now,
but as an adult, you think, oh, 12, that's great. You've got your whole life in store. But as a kid, I was like, I missed everything. I'm so late getting into this. But it wasn't late. It was the perfect time because I was doing it for me. I wasn't pushed into it by someone else.
And then by the time, by the time you were 13, which is like pretty much a year later, you booked Newsies.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I had the fast pass.
Yes.
I really,
Yeah.
I lucked out, I think, with circumstances and where I was. And I started dancing at a dance studio that was in competitive dance, and I started competing with them. And one of the girls won a scholarship to go and take class in LA then the studio was Dupre. And I went with her when I was just 12 years old, and an agent was there and signed me. And then I was auditioning later that year, and then it all just kind of happened.
Rest is history. Yes.
And my mom was a dancer growing up, and she taught me to dance when I first started to dance. So I was around dance and I understood it, and my mom always wanted to be a professional dancer, but her parents made her go to school and go to college, so she didn't get to chase that dream. Then she got married and had kids, so when it was an option for me, she was 100% behind it, and
I love
she made it
that
happen.
story. That's so amazing. I think times have changed. I mean, these kids these days are so young in this industry. They're starting so young. And I just want to give you a round of applause for everything that you've accomplished in, really a short amount of time. And as an artist, you've continued to evolve and grow. And that's the most important thing, is never stop learning, never stop growing, and just absorbing everything that you can do. And you've managed to do it all. You are, and fantastically, and is that a word? Fantastically.
It is now, fantastically. Yep.
But, you also are so beautifully giving back to, this community of not just dancers, but people that will hopefully eventually create their own lanes too. You know what I mean? So
I feel like we have to.
Yeah.
Like, we definitely have to. For me, looking at the people who I trained under, they were so giving. And I feel like, obviously, I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't have had them teaching me and training me. So I feel like it's our duty to give to these kids what we've learned, especially if we want our world, our beautiful artistic world, to continue and to flourish. I think people in that world that don't have the knowledge is a bad thing. So it's our job. If we can't complain about things, we have to change them.
absolutely. Who are some of your inspirations and people that you worked with or under?
Well, Kenny Ortega is the first person who I ever worked for. So I feel like I was spoiled as a child because I got to train under people who were brilliant and who knew their craft. Peggy Holmes, Bill Holden, Bill and Jackie Landrum, Lester Wilson, Marguerite Derricks, Jamie King, Vincent Paterson.
Legends.
Did I say Russell Clark?
Yeah.
So there was just, that's Joanne Grossman. These are the people who I worked for when I was a kid. And I feel like as a kid, you're so impressionable. And I learned from people who knew what they were doing. Thank God. Because I do see a trend of people being trained by people who maybe don't have the knowledge and the goods.
Right.
Which is a shame because then they're in turn growing up and teaching people with a lack of knowledge. But again, I'd rather not complain about it. I'd rather just be the change.
Yes. I can't thank you enough, Brian, for coming to be with us on our first episode. You are our first guest and rightfully deserved to share with our viewers all the juicy details that they want to know about how to become an amazing person like you.
Work hard. That's how. That's what you got to do. It's all about the work, putting in the work. Nothing comes easy. If you take the easy route, there's no longevity.
I love it. Well, I love you.
I love you
Brian.
too.
Mwah. Thank you so much. PDL. Brian Friedman.
Hi, you guys. Welcome to Sanett Insanity segment, where we will be bringing you crazy, insane, funny, hilarious, awesome videos from the one and only Meghan. Hi, Meghan. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We are so excited to see your show and your little videos every time. But where it all began 3 years ago on Vine, normal people versus dancers driving.
Yes,
me about
When Vine had just started out, it was kind of random and not many people were on it, but I just decided, why not try another social media outlet because they're always around. So it's a 6 second loop of just crazy videos. And so I started one and I kind of tapped into the whole dancers versus normal people situation because there wasn't anybody that was really doing dancer comedy. So I did dancers versus normal people, how they drive. And so
It was very
it was to Beyonce, so you had to do a hair whip and a leg at some point. But yeah, and then from there it was like I left it, I posted it, and to my 50 followers at the time, and posted it, left it all there overnight, and then I went back and there was like 100,000 view loop things, and I was just like, holy Moses. And so
There's something to this.
Exactly. And so it just kind of it kept going, and I kept getting more recognition and just doing more like ridiculously stupid videos that I just had the best time. It was great.
I love it. Well, it's so true. I mean, dancers are crazy, we're silly, and sometimes like only dancers get dancer comedy, but there's so much truth to that. You know, we have fun. We bring fun, right?
Absolutely.
We make the party.
Oh yeah.
So are you just thinking, like, how do you come up with these concepts?
Honestly, it kind of, I'm around a bunch of dancers all the time. I teach on a dance convention and I do a lot of classes around the United States. And so, honestly, it's inspiration from the kids and the teenagers that, I mean, they know all the cool, hip, like trendy moves, you know? Yeah. Whatever they're kind of doing, I fused into what I was doing, and it just had such a relatability to everybody, which was, I think, the main goal and all that.
What convention do you teach on?
I teach on Tremaine dance conventions with the legendary Mr. Joe Tremaine. Yes, he is all hail, Mr. Joe Tremaine. I actually grew up dancing with Tremaine and did their performance company from when I was like a teenager. So it's kind of like they're the family. They're the heart and soul.
Wonderful. When did you start dancing?
I started dancing. My mom actually put me into it when I was 3 years old, and my older sister did the same around the same time, and started dancing when I was super young. And my mom would put my sister and I in front of the TV, in front of Singing in the Rain with Donald O'Connor, Gene Kelly, Sid Charisse, and I was hooked. Like that's all I've ever wanted to do, dancing, anything in the field of art, like dancing, acting, comedy, making a fool of myself in public areas.
So you do act and do improv and comedy and all that
Yeah.
because you clearly have that background.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I mean, I've never really dabbled with it in a professional sense. It's always kind of been theater in high school, and then just kind of obviously Vine, messing around with it. But one of the main like dream job goals, if I was to become an actress of sorts, would be SNL. So if there's anybody watching, a producer, it's fine. My name is Meghan Sanett.
She's funny.
I'll put my phone number in the link below. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. But really, yeah, SNL would be like the goal, the dream.
Well, you guys will get to see the comedy that Meghan brings in her Sanett Insanity segments.
Yes.
Say that fast.
Sanett
Sanett.
Hey.
We'll work on it.
You guys will get it. We'll get it. We're going to have so much fun with Meghan. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, Pop Dance Life. We bring you a little bit of everything, so watch out for Meghan's comedy.
Thank you so much for tuning into our very first episode of Pop Dance Live. Thank you to a special guest, Brian Friedman.
And special shout out to Performing Arts Center for sponsoring our very first episode. Make sure to go to www.popdancelife.com and follow us on all of our social media.
Like us.
Follow us. Love us. Adore us. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.